rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call the Lamar City Council special meeting for Thursday, January 30th, 2025 to order. Roll call, please.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Here.
Sturgeon?
Here.
Bruns? Pick?
Here. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, the one and only thing on our agenda today is citizens discussion. And we called this meeting to try to get some more public input and more interest in our meetings. In true Lamar's fashion, ask and you will receive. So it appears that this was well attended and good information. So with the number of people in here, we want to be mindful that we have time to hear from everybody. So if you do have comments that you want to address the council, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address so that we have an idea who you are and if you are indeed a citizen of the community. And we'll shoot for about a 3-minute time limit per person so that we can make time for everybody here who wants to address the council. So yeah, please know that we cannot act on anything tonight, but you will be heard, and if we deem your suggestion, your concern, your idea, whatever it is, appropriate, we'll put it down on a council agenda in the future date, and hopefully you'll see that record and try to attend that meeting, and then we can act on it. So anyhow, anyone here wants to go first and be the first to address the council? Hello. Thanks for being brave.
I might be brave, but sometimes I'm stupid. I just got to remember that. My wife said make it short, so you already said that. But I appreciate...
Can you state your name?
Oh, Bill Dalton. Bill Dalton. I live on 315 18th Street Southeast.
All right.
All right. Long time in this community. I love this town, love this community, love the school, love what you guys are doing. I'm not here to... I'm just want to say some things that I'm kind of confused about, but when you guys started about this growth project and stuff, all that stuff, the guys from Des Moines, they said DEI's got to be in the forefront of this project. DEI is, well, I got it right here. I can read it if you want me to take time. But it says, now I gotta get my glasses on, but this is from the newspaper. Probst said, the plan also said adequate infrastructure must be in place to handle the remarkable growth in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay? I mean, I got it. So the thing is, it's dead on arrival right now as far as what our country's going. I mean, we got executive order on that. So is that a dead thing with you guys?
We haven't really discussed it since, but yeah, so it's relatively new.
Yeah, it's a change. It's a curveball. I get it. So I'm just asking about that because it's, you know, I like what they said. It's we want merit-based. We don't want that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Not just because, I mean, I'm going on an airplane ride and I don't want a pilot that is not qualified just because they're in a group of certain people. Next thing I would like to say is, you also said somewhere that you were gonna, the information didn't need to be on the topic anymore. Like the builders and all that stuff didn't have to be, what do you call it? You didn't have to have it before the board and stuff. Remember that?
On the agenda?
Yeah.
To sell public land, is that what you're
Yes,
talking
just,
about?
I just like to see transparency.
Sure.
I think we've seen enough of that other stuff before. I want transparency. And I just have a concern. I've got grandkids in this community. I want them to see the same thing I saw. You know, doubling the population, I'm not against growth. But if we're deporting people, and I'm for legal migration. I'm not against that at all.
Sure.
But the thugs, all that stuff, I want a nice community. Okay? So that's some of my concerns. So, like I said, I love this community. I think the police are doing great. I think the city's doing great. Let's just keep it safe.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I got enough skin in the game. I love this, and I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm a talker, but I'm also a listener.
Yep.
Okay? So that's all I got.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Appreciate your comments.
And I would concur that we're all on the same page there. Our goal is to grow the community, but grow it in a safe and functional way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Doug Harms, 314 7th Street Southwest. I just have a little concern, you know, we passed that school bond to build the school, but also on the agenda was gonna be the new fire station. What is your guys' game plan gonna be if that doesn't pass? Because you're sitting here, I'm a retired fire with Lamar's, love the place, but you have people over there that are sleeping in basically closets. I was there when we did it. There's no bedroom windows, exits are not right. The code is not even there. But we're here with the city, we're forcing codes for families and build a home, but when we got our own people here saving lives, what are we gonna do? Because you can't force people to move into a house. You're not gonna give them occupancy, but then you got these guys, paid employees.
Sure.
So it's kind of, you're between a rock and a hard place, really. If it don't pass, you're gonna have to do something. Because that building is not designed, that's a fire station, but now it's a firehouse. And you guys there's just way things wrong with that. I'm just saying for their safety, and if you guys are gonna force our rules and regulations, we're almost gonna have to do it on our own. You know, you're gonna have to do the same thing.
Sure. So I understand, Doug, and I hope you don't think that the school bond issue was
No.
one or the other.
No, I know, it wasn't on
I think they're both good for our community.
Exactly.
And we're certainly going to lobby and do whatever we can to get this passed. If it doesn't pass, we'll come up with an alternative plan, whether
Right.
it's make modifications to the current facilities.
It's gonna take a lot of money to redo that one, though.
Yeah, I know
But-
it.
And I understand that, it wasn't on the agenda for that, but being a taxpayer and everything else, we're growing. Look at how busy those guys are. Look at how busy our police department is too. You're outgrown that building, especially now you got staffing. It's just something to think about, and I just thought maybe we need to address that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I have.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Steve, can I just
Yeah.
stand here and holler? 'Cause I think-
Luke can deliver you a microphone. How about that?
First I want to comment that the
Can you
city.
state your name and
Oh, I'm
address,
sorry.
sir?
My name's Al Harms. I live at 1290 2nd Avenue Southeast. And I want to comment a very good city layout on accessibility for the handicap. I'm in a wheelchair, but is there a law, an ordinance, or whatever in the city that people have to have access for the handicap? And the reason I ask is, there's several places downtown, very numerous places, where I would like to go in, but I can't get in because they have 1 step or 2 steps. I could give you a whole list, but one of them that is really bugs me is the Lamar's Senior Center. They have 2 handicap doors. The one I can get in, no problem. The other one's got about a 6 or 7 inch step. So I have a handicap door when there's a step right outside the door. That's just one example. So I was wondering, is there a ordinance, law, whatever on that?
I believe it's a federal law. I don't even think it's local, but I believe there are federal ADA compliant codes that we have to live with. Wouldn't that be right, Jason?
Correct.
Yeah, we'll address those places you're talking about, though.
Well, if somebody's not compliant, do you have the authority to go in there and make them take a step out or
No.
put in a door? Or
I don't
No,
think we.
there's a lot of rules that go into that, and you just can't do that. Okay. Historic buildings, you can't make somebody structurally change their building to make it work. You can't do that. So there's a lot of rules that are in that.
So I'll just continue.
All new buildings have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just continue to boycott those then.
But it might be helpful if you want to give us a list of those places, we can approach those folks one at a time and see if they're willing to accommodate.
I can do that.
Okay.
You want me to just send it to the city or?
Yeah, all of our email addresses are on the city website. If you want to send it to one of us, we can share it amongst each other. So.
Thanks, sir.
Since I'm up here, I thought I'd. So, Lucas Cargan. I live at 124 9th Street Southwest. I wanted to compliment the city on some of the improvements that have gone on in the last couple of years. I think the development plan, could be interesting to see how it gets implemented. I think it's a great way to at least be thinking in that direction. So good job on that. And with the parks and the playgrounds that have been updated in the last couple of years, good job. I think those have been done well and not, there was opportunity to do those in a cheap way, and I think the city has done it in a quality way. I appreciate that. The hockey rink, ice skating rink at Cleveland Park is a place that I have a lot of fond memories of. I played hockey there growing up 3 or 4 nights a week when there was ice, and Bruce Shostak would take care of it every night, and it was a great thing for me growing up. I want to compliment the city for putting ice in that again this year, and I know there was a request made to add some additional water, and the city responded very quickly to that. So thank you for that. It'd be nice if it was, if there was an ability to resurface it like Bruce used to do. I think that hydrant's been shut off. And I'm a little bit concerned because I was under the impression that with some of the parks development plans that hockey rink might be a thing that goes away. And I would really like to see that stay. I've played on and skated on similar rinks built by other communities that were after this one and have deteriorated more. Like this one was built really well. The concrete was surfaced really well. Orange Cities is a disaster because they didn't do the concrete right, and it was a disaster right away. So good job on building it right the first time. I'd love to see that remain a thing. Since it got cold, I drive by there on my way to work every day. I bet I've seen people there all the time. There's 4 to 6 kids there, numerous days when it was really cold. So it's still being used, not always for rollerblading and ice skating, but it's still being used. I'd love to see that continue. So if that's in the park plan, I know that's a long ways down the road. I'd love to see if that was something that could maintain that structure there. So.
Yeah, you are right. As far as the community betterment plan, it was on the agenda to be eliminated and turned into a futsal court, which is kind of like a mini multi-purpose court, but mini soccer, or you could use it for other things as well.
Well, I know it's used at like for soccer a lot now in the summer.
Yeah, but,
So-
interesting take that you're the first person that's lobbied for the,
Yeah.
for the hockey rink, so
Well-
it's good to take note, and if the traffic is indeed, there, it's something that maybe we can reconsider.
Yeah, the kids that have been using it actually started a little Facebook group.
Okay.
And they're planning games and stuff. And I mean, it's not like it's hundreds and hundreds of people, but there's 6 or 8 of them up there often, at least when ice is such a short
Is
season.
the condition of the ice okay?
I worked on it some and Levi, my brother, worked on it some, and it's okay. It got stepped on a few times when we had that warm. They added water, which was great because it was too low, and it got stepped on it, and so it needs a little bit of work, but that's really just chipping ice and then going over it with a hose. So I'm not sure that's not. I think that's something like Bruce Shostak used to do that. He'd surface it almost nightly back in the day. But
Well, that project would probably be a couple of years out for us, I think, and so
Yeah.
we got time to talk about it.
yeah. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Others?
Jared Morris, live at the residence of 1343 6th Avenue Southeast here in town. And if I can, I've got some stuff I want you guys to see. Can I bring it up here?
Sure.
Thank you.
So right there, I've supplied you guys with pictures, front view, side view, back view of the property, 1251 6th Avenue Southeast. I know I've talked to Luke. Luke lives on 6th Avenue with me. That house is, I believe, way out of code. I know you guys have worked on it for quite some time. I don't know where we stand on it, what we can do. I know there's possums running around in that area now. And yeah, it's kind of a fire hazard and my concern for our neighborhood. I know a lot of you guys probably wouldn't like that next to your house. That's my concern. It's next to mine.
Jared, tell me the address again.
1251
Yeah,
6th Avenue Southeast.
okay,
Yep.
thank you.
And if you guys are willing or capable, take a drive by sometime.
Can you talk to Code about this?
Yep. A couple times. He's found my lot pins for me to make.
Is there anything in violation of this?
So, it's tough, it's overgrown, that's the biggest issue. He has water, he has sewer, he has all those things in place. He cleaned it up a bunch this summer, the back looks a lot better, the front needs work still. The home itself has a roof, it has windows, doors are on,
But no code violations, yeah.
It's in a gray area, other than like, the physical home itself
Jared,
doesn't violate.
He also does not live there. If that's the next valid point, it's vacant.
Well, all we can do is address the code violations. If it's, not living how you would,
Right.
there's not a lot we're gonna do on that. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say was, and this is a question for you, not for right now, but if you think about it. We get approached about deteriorating properties all the time.
Correct?
Probably the number one thing that I get approached with is my neighbor across the street, and we got this house that's this now. So the issue for me always has been, I can't set a standard that forces my neighbor to paint his house or roof his house or cut a tree down because I don't like basically the mayor just said.
I get that.
So it's a very tough one. So until it becomes a code violation, we have no authority.
Okay.
Nor do I really endorse having much authority past that, because quite frankly, if you choose to not paint your house, I think that's up to you, not me.
Right.
So it's a gray area.
Okay.
So we're aware of them, but in a way, our hands are tied.
We'll police it for code violations then.
Okay.
Thank you, Jared.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna answer him a minute. Is there nothing you can do when it's bringing in wild animals?
Who are you, young lady?
Can you address the council? Stop, so the world can hear you?
I just wanted to.
Who are you, young lady?
I'm Patty Sitzman, 380 17th Street Southeast. I guess my concern on what he's asking is, it seems like there's a lot of wild animals or coyotes and all that are coming into town. If they're hanging around that area, is there anything there to be done there? Because you know they're traveling.
Well, I had a bald eagle in my front yard.
That would be nice.
I've got.
Well, it wasn't so nice if you're my cat.
I'm sorry, Jason, what did you say?
I said I've had possums, I've had woodchucks in neighbors' backyards,
Yeah,
and they're not overgrown like this. They just,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking I wouldn't want to walk out in the dark and have one of these animals or something, you know, or
Yeah.
over in your window wells and that all the time.
We can't always control where the animals go. I know there's things that encourage them, but, yeah, there isn't really anything to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had a bald eagle in my tree in the front yard, so, I was a little worried about my.
until he shot it.
Yeah. They taste like chicken.
Would you please erase that video, please?
And tell him my comment was that, to be fair, the eagle respected the mayor as much as the rest of us. Decided that's a good place to go.
Yeah, Miss Chief, that was Mayor made that comment about.
He couldn't hear it.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Next, who's next?
We'll look at it though, Jared. Where'd he go? Yeah.
Carol Buss, 109 4th Avenue Northwest. The city has